Hopefully to achieve a lot, first with a great week here in Aachen, and then we have the World Championships on our radar this year. Finally, we're going to head to Calgary for the Masters as well, and just try to keep ticking away at these big Grand Prix. Oh, proudest moment. That's tough. I try not to get too proud. This is a sport that's extremely humbling, obviously, so the more level-headed you can stay, the better. If I had to pick one, actually competing at the Olympics for the first time was a huge milestone for me, and qualifying Egypt as a team for the first time in 60 years, that had to be a pretty proud moment for us. I have to say probably my family. They've been huge supporters of mine. My new family now with Jen and her entire family have been really in my corner. But I've also been blessed to train with so many great riders. Right now I'm in the barn every day with Harry Smolders, who's somebody I definitely look up to a lot. So yeah, lots of big inspirations for me. Oh, he brings so much. Really, Harry is one of the best riders out there, in my opinion. He's a true horseman in every sense of the word, and it's a blessing to be able to watch him every day and learn from him in the barn, and to bounce ideas off of him. He's a real teammate of ours, and we're really proud to be able to share the sport with him. Probably the horses. There's just always a new challenge. This sport is so beautiful in the sense that you're always trying to strengthen your bond with your horse. I wake up every day trying to be the best for them and trying to improve myself so that I can do the best job that they deserve, really. So definitely the horses. So I brought two horses with me. Igor van de Wittemore, who's a 14-year-old horse that I've had for a couple of years now. He was my Olympic partner last year. Extremely sensitive horse, but a great jumper. It took us a little while to gel in the beginning, but it feels like we've developed a pretty strong partnership. And then I brought a relatively newer mount, El Conde, who's an 11-year-old horse by Philou de Muse, and his mom's side is entirely ponies. So he's a really fun horse for me. He's a true competitor. I brought him for the second classes here, and he managed to pick up a win already. He's great. He's great. He looked great with Harry this week. I've given him a good go for the last year, but I never felt like he was really my type of horse. So we try to just do justice by the horses that we have and give them to the rider that we think will bring the most out of them. The horse was amazing for me. I can't really say that we had any really bad moments, but I just felt like it would be really cool to see the horse with Harry, and so far the returns have been really positive. Well, we bought a new 7-year-old mare called Paso Doble this winter. We've only had her a little while, but she's a really modern but big horse. She's extremely light in her canter. She's just a really exciting horse for us to look forward to. To have short memory, at least in this sport, you kind of have to forget about your last round, whether it's a good one or a bad one. You always have to keep your eyes forward. So that's something that sticks with me. Oh, it's been huge. Honestly, this is the pinnacle of the sport. It's also something that is incredibly difficult to do. As we know, we've only seen it done once, but these events are just world class. All 4 stops are really legendary horse shows, historic horse shows where all the riders really want to be at their best. Have not been to any golf or tennis tournaments. Actually went to Indian Wells a few years ago, but basketball is my second sport. So I've been to a bunch of basketball games this year. Again, it's different. For me, horses are my passion, so I'd much rather be at a Rolex Grand Slam event than at a hoops game. I mean, they're all great, but if I had to pick one, I'd say Scott Brash for sure. He's just such a humble and incredible rider, somebody I look up to, and a good friend of mine, really, who's always willing to chat and share some advice. He's the only one who's won the Grand Slam. I think he's just a really unique rider and person.